You see them, your friends, your guildies. They're logging on, they're getting their buffs, they're laughing on Discord. They're stepping into the final, the most legendary raid in all of Classic WoW in Naxxramas. And you're not. Not because you don't have the gear or the enchants, not because you don't understand the fights or know what's going on, but because you just can't afford it. What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about something that is really starting to boil over on the 20th anniversary Classic Realms. I was scrolling through the Classic subreddit recently and I saw this post. I came across it and it really hits hard. This player, NOHITJEROME, he was saying what so many of us are really feeling right now. Between the attunement grind, where you have to spend hundreds of gold just to get in the door, the insane cost of consumables as well, Naxx is really becoming this exclusive club for two types of people, the no-lifers and the gold buyers. Is this the promise that we were given? Is this what 20th Anniversary Classic Realms should really be about? Let's break down the problem. The original post says, would it kill Blizzard to make the herbs spawn faster? To make it easier to acquire these resources? That's the core of the issue, right? One comment says it perfectly. Doing a full loop in a zone as an herbalist and you see 0 herbs, it is very depressing. We've all been there. You spend an hour farming and you barely get even any amount of gold, let alone enough to pay for all your raid consumes. 20 gold for a single elixir of the mongoose is crazy, and people are popping 5, 10 of these easily every night. Not to mention that price is more than double what it was back in 2019. What about a single flask of the Titans though? You're looking at a massive chunk of change, up to 200 gold, just for 2 hours of raiding. You wipe a few times, your world buffs are gone, your consumes are gone, you're re-flasking. I was watching a Twitch stream, and this high-end raider, he was casually dropping 600 gold just for a single night of progression. So the question is really, why are things at this point? Why are things so bad right now? Well, the comments, they point to two major villains. As one user said, if they make the herbs spawn faster, you would actually not really have cheaper consume prices because the bots would just continue to corner the market and they would bot even more herbs. That is a common sentiment, but with my trailer park economics degree, I still believe that prices would actually drop. Right now, the bots, the farmers, they have this stranglehold on the limited supply on the mega servers. The demand from the thousands and thousands of raiders every Wednesday if you're European, it just crushes that supply, and the prices just keep going up and up. But why does it have to be one thing or the other? Why can't we get rid of the bots and also make the herbs more plentiful at the same time? The second major villain in the economy disaster we're facing is the sweat culture. Let's be real, a lot of comments are pointing this one out. One user, he said, people use consumes not because they need the consumes, they use consumes because the raid leader makes them use them. This is the 2024 Classic meta. Your raid leader demands you show up with a full backpack of flasks and potions, or you're getting benched. The raid leader also doesn't really care where you got the gold to get those consumes, they just demand it. The chill raid groups, well, they're kind of a dying breed. So this leaves normal players with really 3 terrible options. Option 1 is the second job farm. This comment is insane. 5 hours for 2 flasks? Well, they go on to say that you could just pick up a shift at McDonald's and make 10 times more than that in a single hour. When real-life minimum wage jobs are more efficient than actually playing the game by a wide margin, the game is starting to get broken. Option 2 is just to quit. This is the saddest option, man. The original poster on Reddit, sitting in town while their friends clear Naxx. That's me. It's FOMO, it's burnout, and it also means that a lot of people unnecessarily are treating Classic like a TBC waiting room. It really is killing the Classic community. There is an option 3 though, cheating. This is the dark secret of Classic WoW. People, raid leaders, they're openly advocating for buying gold. You gotta get those consumes at any means necessary. Players really do feel forced to RMT, to break the rules, just to play their favorite game, and just to play it with their friends. When cheating becomes the most logical solution, you have a massive problem. Now, I can already hear the Get Good crowd. They're storming the comments. They're saying, we cleared Naxx back in 2006 without any buffs, no consumes. You don't need any of this stuff. But let's be real, guys. Trying to clear Nax without consumes, like the OP pointed out, is basically impossible unless you're already decked out in Nax gear. The community, they've solved this game, for the most part. The meta is the meta. And bosses like Sapphiron and Lotheb and kel'thuzad, they're specifically designed with these very specific consumables in mind. The original devs have even said so. The top guilds, they're using every single advantage they can to clear these raids, and that trickles down to every player's expectations. You can't just play a balanced druid with no consumes and expect a raid spot in a 15 out of 15 guild, unless you're pre-fox. It is just not happening. So this is the real question I wanted to ask though. Is the classic experience we are getting what we actually wanted? Is the 20th anniversary celebration just a miserable, expensive grind that walls off its best content from 90% of the player base? Is the real classic experience spending 20 hours a week farming just to burn it all in 3 hours on a wipe-filled raid night? Or worse, is the classic experience sitting in Ironforge, watching all of your friends on the friends list raiding in Naxxramas while you sit there on the bench? It's no wonder why people in this thread are saying Wrath Nax is better than Vanilla Nax. Sure, Classic Nax, it has so many more stakes and the excitement, and it feels like such a giant marathon, grueling and exciting and epic. But in Wrath, the raid was actually accessible. People could actually play the raid. It didn't feel like a full-time job. But what do you guys think? Am I totally off base here? Is Nax supposed to be this exclusive, expensive club for the 1%? Or have the bots and the Sweatlord meta ruined the final phase of Classic WoW for you? Let me know your experience down in the comments. Are you raiding Nax? How much gold are you spending per week? Or are you, like so many others, getting priced out? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for way more classic content. And seriously, Blizzard, can we just get some more herbs?